Hey guys, it's Rob from Cash Cards. Got a video for you today of my weekend pickups. I live in the northern Kentucky area, and this weekend was bonkers with card shows. There was 4 different card shows, one big card show, like a 3-day event, and all these in one area, and it was crazy. So I was able to hit 3 of the shows, and I'll go through those shows today. I'll show you what I picked up. I do want to remind you, I am gearing my collecting toward vintage cards and like vintage rookies, stuff like that, some Hall of Fame players. And the first show I go to is in Eastgate, Ohio. It's outside of Cincinnati, and I go in there, mindset, vintage. I come away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. None are vintage. So, but I still PC some guys. I love rookies. I love certain players, modern players. I'll buy, but I'm really not buying base or anything like that. But anywho, so first card show I went to, Eastgate. First pickups are a couple Derek Jeters. This was from one seller. These next 2 cards are from one seller. This one is Action Packed Franchise Gem die cut. A PC Jeter. Thought he's a great player. Fun to watch. Winner. It's from 95, like a diamond debut. Really cool looking card. I mean, this, and then this one here I picked up from Sport Flicks. We all know it's not really a rookie card, but they would write that on there just for fun. Yeah, these 2 cards were only like a couple bucks, so I'll add those to my Jeter PC. Then I went to another dealer, had a lot of vintage, had some cool stuff. I kept looking around and nothing caught my eye. I'm like, am I gonna find anything vintage today? And my new quest to be a vintage guy, and nothing. But he did have a little a value box of some semi-modern stuff, and I was like, well, I'm here, I'll go through it, and found 4 cards that I liked, so then I bought them. Bought this one. First one is this Derek Jeter, keeping along with that theme. I have a few of these cards already, but every time I see it for a low price, I'll buy it. You can see the Mickey Mantle right there in the dugout, George W. Bush. I don't know the complete story behind it. I know it's an error, and I know they corrected the error. I don't know the full story. If somebody knows that, let me know. I might look it up later, but cool card. I always buy it if it's just a few bucks. And then he also had these Rafael Devers 2018 Topps Chrome refractors. I didn't have the refractors, so very low price. I couldn't turn it down. Think he's a great player for Boston, and I picked those up. And the last card I picked up from him, and the last card I picked up from the Eastgate show, was this Yadier Molina. I'm a Reds fan, not a Cardinal fan, but I respect the guy, kinda, but I think he'll be a Hall of Famer. Pain in the butt of the Reds for many years. This is his first year Bowman Chrome, 2004. I have the paper version, but I never had the Chrome. I never see this card out and about. I don't know if people are holding on to them or they just don't sell many around here. But I was glad to add that to my collection. Oh. And before I get to the Dallas show, so I picked up all these Saturday. Was a little let down. I get home, I got no vintage. There was some stuff there, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on because I'm holding out for some cards on my quote-unquote grail list. And before I get to the Dallas show, I did stop off. There was a smaller show today. Once I went to the Dallas show, once I left there, I stopped on my way home at the Northern Kentucky card show, and I did pick up one card. I picked up the 65 Veda Pinson. Beautiful card. I thought it was in really, really good shape for a 65. I was looking at a graded version of this at the Eastgate show the day before, but didn't buy it. And then I found this for $5. I PC Veda Pinson. If you guys don't know, I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He had one of the best stat lines. It's probably my favorite stat line of anybody in history. Maybe not the best, but one of the coolest. It was his 1957 minor league stat line. 135 games, 209 hits, 40 doubles, 20 triples, 20 home runs, 97 RBIs, and batted .367. Boys, that's tearing it up. I mean, you get a guy like that would put a year together like this nowadays. How much would his first Bowman Chrome card be? Great player. Love him. Love that card. Love the 65 set. So I got a vintage card. But that was after I got these two cards. Which one I would consider vintage? One, I don't know. Vintage to some, but not to me. But so this morning I get to the Dallas card show. It's in the Covington, Kentucky area. And I had to pay to park. I had to pay to get in the show. They had a bunch of guys doing autographs. I think Ellie De La Cruz was there one day. Today, Bo Jackson was there. Eddie George. A bunch of Ohio State guys were there today. Gunnar Henderson was there one day. Eric Davis. Just a bunch of cool names. But I'm not too into getting memorabilia signed. So had to pay up for parking, had to pay to get in there. Kind of hesitant on whether to go in, to go or not today. But I did, had nothing else to do. And found two of the cards I've been looking for a while. So when I walked in, I just noticed a lot of modern stuff. Probably the first 5-6 tables I looked at. Still feeling from yesterday like I wasn't going to find anything vintage. And then I ran across this one guy, had a bunch of modern, and he had one case that had some 90s, like early 90s stuff, some inserts, I saw some Jeter stuff. So I was looking at that case, and then I saw this card. 1982 Topps Traded Cal Ripken Jr. PSA 8. It's not a 9, not a 10. I don't have crazy budget, but for the budget I have, this fit in perfectly. And I think it looks great. I mean, I think it's centered well. The color's great. I don't see any like fish eyes, any wrinkles. But the back presented well, which I don't really care about the back too much. But to me, this is an iconic card. I grew up following baseball in the late 80s, 90s. This guy was the man. This Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr. was the man back then. When he broke Lou Gehrig's record of consecutive games, it was a big deal back then. And I think it's a record that'll never be broken. What do you guys think? But just an iconic card. I've had his other rookies. Always had my eye on this one. Been let down a few times condition-wise of some of the ones I found in the wild. but found this one in a PSA 8. Love it. So I got that one. That was one of the two. And then this next one, vintage cards. I'm a big Reds fan. This is one of my favorite cards. I was getting discouraged because I've been looking for it for a while. I see them, but the eye appeal never does it for me. I saw a PSA 7 recently, and guy wants a lot of money for it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get this one, so I'm like, I need to find something with the eye appeal that fits my budget, and I did today. 1969 Topps, Johnny Bench, All-Star Rookie, PSA 5. But man, for a 5, guys, tell me what you guys think about this one. I mean, the corners look sharp. This card is so difficult to get centered, and it looks really good to me. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's way better than some of the 5s and 6s I've seen. The color, I'll get it closer. The color looks good. Just a beautiful image. One of my favorite cards. I like this one a lot better than his 68 rookie. Just an iconic baseball card. Love it. Maybe my favorite Reds card. I don't know. That and the 64 Pete Rose. But there's the back. Johnny Lee Bench. Hall of Famer. Grail card for me. This is a big one. I'm so excited to get it. Let me know what you guys think. I got this card. I bought this at a show years ago for not very much. I was surprised. This autograph, I believe it's numbered out of 5. It's from 2016 or 2019 Topps. Iconic card reprint autos. So I've had it, love that image. This is one of my favorite cards, but I think it got topped today by getting the real deal. So there's my pickups from the weekend, guys. 4 shows. I only went to 3 in my area. This is what I got. Let me know what you all think. Like and subscribe, and I'll be doing another video for you soon. Thanks for watching, and God bless.